Hey y'all, welcome to the GI Justin channel. So, take y'all for a little walk today. Thing I want to talk with y'all about today is something that is kind of frustrating to me as a guy who legally owns firearms, and that is that it appears that the ATF and the government have no interest whatsoever in giving us legal, understandable gun laws. So it appears that the SIG brace law, SIG brace, it's basically the kind of a workaround for having a short barrel rifle, and I've done a video about it already, and we'll talk about it again in the I'll tag the video on the top. But they basically said, hey, y'all have 90 days to take these things off your weapons, never use them again, surrender them, destroy them, do what you're going to do. And as part of that, a bunch of people basically lost the rights to legal gun ownership, because if you leave that gun the way it is, you put it in your gun safe, take it out in 30 years, it's still going to be messed up, and you'll still go to jail over it. And it was a felony. And law-abiding citizens who've never committed a crime, done anything wrong in their entire lives, ending up looking at felonies just based on a rule made by the ATF. And it turns out that the Supreme Court has come back and said, hey, yeah, that's not exactly going to work. That's not within keeping of the law. You're absolutely wrong. Strike it down. And that's kind of what I want to talk with you guys about today. I don't think there's clear understanding with, honestly, anybody in the firearms universe when it comes to the real deal with this stuff. Like, for instance, suppressors. So if you've ever shot one, they don't completely end sound. It's not like your bullet just goes and spits out of there and you can't hear it at all. I mean, it's actually still fairly noisy, especially if you're not using subsonic ammunition. And in order to get a suppressor, you have to go through a mountain of paperwork, pay a bunch of money, and do all kinds of stuff legally that really discourages people from buying them. And I just don't understand why it's so difficult, because it's not like some James Bond spy crap. It's actually just makes shooting a little bit more reasonable and a little bit more useful. In reality, like, there's no magical silent weapon now. It just makes it a little more enjoyable to shoot. Same thing with, these braces. They allow people to more comfortably shoot their firearms, and I don't see why this is some sort of legal fight. It really doesn't make sense, because it actually doesn't make you any more accurate than you already would be otherwise. It's just a way for them to continue to persecute people who own firearms. You look at the laws in California when it comes to extended magazines and the possibility that they're going to get stricken down. There's a high likelihood it's not going to make it. And as a big part of that, I think this law is not going to work. And it's not going to work because it is in reality unconstitutional. Hi. So due to its unconstitutional nature, there's a high likelihood that law is going to get stricken, limiting assault rifles to 10-round magazines, which is absolutely ridiculous and makes no sense whatsoever, because the Second Amendment is pretty clear about what we can and can't do. It does not specify because it should not specify. So along those same lines, Gavin Newsom, who is a governor in, we're going to turn it around, California, basically just came out and wants to propose a new amendment to the Constitution banning assault weapons altogether. Another one, we're looking at where it just doesn't make any sense that Americans are being restricted in our freedoms. You look at other places where there are now vending machines for crack pipes, meth pipes, and hypodermic needles. These things are okay, which are obviously bad for people and hurting people, but law-abiding citizens who've never committed a crime can't own the firearm of their choosing without paying a significant amount of money, going on a registry, going on a list. It really doesn't make sense for America. And, the last big one that I think is a huge, huge issue when it comes to this whole deal is short barrel rifles, SBRs, rifles that have a barrel length less than 9 inches. There's nothing magical about them. You know, they don't provide great long range accuracy. They are not some sort of magical, mystical weapon that is uniquely special and provides the shooter with some sort of ability that somebody who has an 18-inch barrel rifle is going to have. So it's another instance of something that makes no sense for the government to get involved with, and the regulation on firearms is only going up. And it genuinely does not make any sense whatsoever to me why Gavin Newsom and all of these other people are trying to take away Americans' rights, especially with stuff that really doesn't matter that much. I mean, full automatic is another one. You know, you have to have a stamp that costs good money in order to have a firearm that is fully automatic. And having shot fully automatic, it's super great if you want to keep somebody's head down. That's about it. It is not some sort of like magical movie thing like you see in the movies where every shot is on target. Full auto is all over the place and you smoke through ammo. Typical magazine's 30 rounds. If you're carrying a 30-round magazine and you start firing your M4, your AR-15, your AK, whatever it is, on full auto, you're going to be reloading really quickly. And if you take two people who are shooting at each other, one guy has a fully automatic weapon and the other guy does not, the dude that has the semi-automatic, if he can put lined up accurate shots on the target, he's going to kill that guy on full auto, because the guy on full auto is going to have to reload too. So I don't understand these things. You know, I don't understand the short barrel rifle law. I don't understand the suppressor law. I most definitely don't understand that stupid fixed magazine law in California. And I definitely don't understand restricting the rights of free American citizens who have no felonies, no criminal records whatsoever, making it to where you can't own what you want to own, but at the same time, we're providing access to hypodermic needles and drug paraphernalia, for lack of a better term, to people who are committing crimes. I mean, methamphetamine, heroin, all these drugs are in fact illegal in the United States, but for whatever reason, we're going to provide these people with access to these things, but law-abiding Americans get more restrictions and have to pay more money and get treated much more poorly. I really think this is one of those things. It's definitely a hot button topic for me specifically, as somebody who may or may not own such things, but I don't understand where the disconnect is at and why there's no understanding for these sorts of weapons. Again, they're all just tools. Short barrel rifles are not accurate at long range. They're good for clearing houses and short range stuff, but at distance, you want something with a longer barrel. It's more accurate. Suppressors, quieter. It's not some James Bond, you can only hear the slide kind of crap. And fully automatic, great for keeping heads down. That's about it, you know? These things just don't make a lot of sense. And for California to try to regulate for the entire country and create a 28th Amendment absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. So thank you guys for going on a walk with me today. Thank you for watching the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. There's going to be a little circle down here in the corner with a helicopter in it. That's actually me flying in Afghanistan. And I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. So thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.